What is up, my Gaggle of Geeks? And welcome to tonight's episode. We're going to be talking about a bevy of things. We've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 3. Ton of stuff happened in this episode that I'm so excited to talk to my co-host with about. Chaz, how's it going, man?
Dude, I'm not going to lie.
Lie
I don't know
me,
what happened.
Or don't you lie to me.
I don't know what happened in this episode, really. I watched it.
What do you mean?
I don't get, like, it didn't click what was actually going on.
Jesus, already salty. Already coming in salty with the salt.
That's not salty. That's me being like, yo, I was trying to watch it while working. So like there's like that little like disconnect right there already. So if I need you to fill in spots, there you go. But I did watch it, so
I feel that you and I are cut from the same cloth. You know what?
I know.
I take that back. We're not. You're all
I know.
Whore.
I know.
Dare you?
I know.
Oh man, it's good to have you on, man. It's good to be on Friday. It's Friday, and we've. This is a big week for movies, is it not?
I feel like there's a lot of excitement in the air just because of like, yep, box office news, right. You know.
Dang right. I have the sound effects on fleek today. They are going, and I just said on fleek. I'm 29. That's right. So what do you want to talk about first? Are we going to go Winter Soldier? We're going to talk about Godzilla versus Kong. We're going to talk about the beef that maybe I teased.
I want to talk about the beef that you maybe teased.
Why do you want to start? Why do you?
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this question first, okay? Let's ease into it real quick.
Okay.
Because maybe this will turn into a beef. Who knows?
Maybe.
Before the show started, you were telling me something.
Bullshit. Beef started.
Yeah, beef started. There we go.
Beef started. I don't know what that means. Sound effect. I have no idea what that means.
It's when you're cutting into beef. Yeah. You know that Gordon Ramsay video you showed me, like when he's cutting into that beef thingy, that Wellington?
Beef Wellington?
Yeah, dude. I imagine.
I mean, during our Christmas episode, the thing that we detailed in so much detail about.
Yeah.
You forgot the name of it.
Yeah, I imagine that's the sound
Chaz.
it makes when you slice right into it, like the juicy. No.
Yeah. But anyway, what were you saying?
Apparently, so I was asking. So let me just clarify for those of you who are watching and to our listeners, Patrick is in a different room than what he's usually in.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want to talk about that beef? Yeah,
that beef.
Oh, okay. All right. So you might get okay. So I said something. So maybe I hinted at something, and that's not the thing I thought we were going to hint about. So you've done a 180 on me, my friend. And let me tell you, now that I'm caught off guard, I'm defensive. So let's begin. First of all, I'm sure it was a joke. Okay, right? I'm sure it was a joke.
I don't know, dude.
I'm sure she didn't mean anything by it. Natalie is wonderful. She's my wife. She's my acquaintance.
Right.
I've known her for almost a decade.
Dude, I mean, you're getting kind of defensive already.
And she's my confidant. You know,
you're being very defensive. I know.
And I would never betray her. However, we were talking today about me because I had to move all my stuff into this office now because, as you could tell, in Utah it's starting to get hot. And in that little tiny hobbit hole that I reside in to do my movie reviews and stuff, it's just very hot. So to have a computer running in there, having the heat getting trapped inside that room and not wanting to turn the AC on, I just moved everything out. And so I had everything on the side of the door to do it. But this office is on the other side of the hall. So I have it on the other side. I was thinking about moving it again today, but my wife pointed out so lovingly, Patrick, you know, your set and your design is always so much better than everybody else's. Chaz looks like a potato compared to you.
I'm not offended. She's not wrong. I look homeless. She is not wrong. You know what, dude? There's no beef there. I was expecting like
got him.
I know. I was expecting to feel like there was like a beef Wellington slap in the face, you know, like a like a baseball bat. But no, there's no beef. She's not wrong. I look like a homeless guy. You know, yeah. Natalie, you're not wrong. I totally agree with you. But you know, what can you do?
And she's seen you like up front and personal. So to call you a potato, I wonder if she means it in real life too.
I'd blame COVID.
She was like, he's a 720p resolution potato, and then when I see him, he's 4K potato.
Oh, yeah, it's very, I'll take that over an 8K potato. Let's be real.
Whoa, 8K. Do you think movies are going to start being released in 8K to just get people into theaters, or is that just too much for people to care about? Who cares about 8K? I don't care about 8K.
Here's the thing, though, dude. When I'm reading articles and stuff, they're like, you know, if you want to upgrade your systems, like your home theater, if you will, you want to have a Blu-ray player that can play 4K. You want to have a sound system that could support 4K, like if you're doing like through a receiver, and Dolby surround sound and all that, right? But now gaming consoles are coming out with 8K resolution stuff, and TVs. I mean, the newest TV, you know, is probably the OLED, which is newer technology in that sense. But as far as 8K goes, I don't think we've had enough time to enjoy the 4K-ness of it all. Like, it seems like we've stayed with 1080 for quite a bit. Like, why can we not stay with 4K for quite a bit? But I know, like, when you're filming stuff, they shoot higher quality or resolutions, like 8K and 6K, because when when you're editing and stuff and you downsize, you render down. Yeah, it saves so much more information and makes it look even more sharp than
it's still clear. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's something to think about. I've not thought about that before.
Yeah, and if you're editing, 4K or 8K or 6K or whatever you're shooting on, depending on when you're editing, you can actually crop into stuff. So, like, if you're shooting 1080 and you crop in, it's going to look all kind of pixelated, maybe. But if you're shooting at 8K and you zoom in, there's so much detail and information there that they're not going to tell. So you can easily crop and do all these fun edits and stuff. So there's a lot of benefits to shooting higher resolution. But as far as what we can see, dude, like, let's enjoy 4K for a bit, because there's still that argument that you can't tell the difference between 4K and 1080, which I disagree with. There is a difference.
there's definitely a difference in colors.
I think what it goes down to now is maybe HDR, because I think HDR is a little bit more complicated than. I mean, you could shoot 4K and not have it be HDR, and like what makes it HDR not HDR, which is high dynamic range. But I don't know, dude. If the theaters go that route, then by all means. It just means nicer resolution on a bigger screen, so I'm for it. But
do you know what I heard? Fucking nerd. Oh man, we were 8:34 and I said it. Dang it.
God dang it, dude.
Every time I'm always missing that 10-minute mark. All right.
Okay, what's this 10-minute mark rule? Like, I don't
it just means you can't be naughty until 10 minutes after, because I don't know, Facebook's or YouTube's algorithm checks the first 10 minutes for it,
Do they really?
I have no idea. I'm going off of what I've seen from other podcasts.
Ooh, okay.
So I don't know the science behind it, but I'm definitely there for it.
Okay.
But what do you think about us switching over to Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yay!
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but first we gotta do this. That is right. Spoiler alert. We're talking about episode 3 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Chaz, you already came in like a little dick. Just already being your normal boohoo self.
No.
I love. But you came in here. You've been so positive about this show.
I have been.
And this was my favorite episode. And it always happens to be my favorite that you shit on.
No. You know what?
I mean?
No. You know what? I will rewatch this episode probably later tonight. That way I'm fully focused, not like having it play like on the side of me, right? Because I feel like if I remember correctly from this morning, it was very dialogue heavy. So that means there's like a lot of stuff being said, So I'm definitely gonna give it a second chance. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just that I was definitely busy doing something else. But like, when you work early in the morning, why not just watch it and get it over with, so we have the rest of your day for free. But maybe I need to change up my routine. That's for sure too. Maybe I need to watch it right after I'm off.
Substance about the goddamn show. You're just talking about your life and how that affected your viewing
let me
experience.
complain.
And you know what? That doesn't mean that you get to crap on this. And you know what? How about you just take that? This is how we go. This is how we do.
Okay, what I will say is I liked how they brought back a certain character. Zemo, right?
You
I'm
realize we
gonna say
just
it.
put
I know,
spoiler
but it's-
review on
yeah,
this.
Yeah, you're right.
We
Zemo.
spoil this. It's Baron Zemo. And it was the teaser at the very, very end of the last episode. There's no post-credits in any of these. Do you find that interesting?
I love it, actually. It just means that I don't have to wait around for the long-ass credits
Okay.
for it to
That's
show
rude.
stuff. It's
As
true,
a filmmaker, that's rude.
No, dude, no. I mean, by all means, show the credits by all means. But like, if you're gonna wait till the very end, to do an end credit scene, for fuck's sake, speed it up.
Yeah, they should go fast. Like, we can pause.
No, not that fast.
Cool.
No, just like do
1.5
like,
times.
get to the point, not like
1.5
make it
times.
so dramatic and like with graphics and stuff behind it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I do think that if you're gonna do it, spoiler stuff, right? Like, I mean, an end credit scene. If you're gonna have it at the end of the credits, at least speed up like the main credits, right? But like, if you're gonna have it in post credits or like mid credit scene, then like make the other sequence with all the graphics and all the bigger names, right?
Yeah,
just a tad bit shorter, maybe a tad bit less complicated. Because why not? I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. I know there's probably people that disagree. So,
well, let's start breaking down the episode. So it starts with Baron Zemo, and it really is like one of my favorite openings to any of these Marvel TV shows, because Winter Soldier is walking with, well, I guess should we call him White Wolf? Do we just call him Bucky? What is he at this point?
He's just Bucky, man. He
said he was White Wolf at one point. Yeah, but Bucky, you're probably right.
He's always Bucky.
So Bucky and Falcon are walking away from a facility. It's doing a little bit of a flashback of Bucky talking with Zemo, and Zemo's like kind of testing him and giving him the codes to see if he'll switch over. And he's like, "No, that doesn't work on me anymore." He's like, "Yeah, I know. I just wanted to see how you'd react to the words," which is so evil. He's just like, nah. And then Bucky starts telling Sam that he needs to break Zemo out. And Sam is like, "Are you kidding me? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. We're not doing that. Have you lost your mind? Do you know what they're going to do in Wakanda? What they've done for you? And like, now you're going on behind their back. You're doing this." And he's like, "Okay, but let's just say hypothetically." And then it cuts to this montage of him breaking Zemo out in this Ocean's 11 heist that like very, very quickly happens. As he concludes it, Baron Zemo is walking out. And this facility, correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks like the same one where they captured Winter Soldier in during Civil War.
Yeah.
It looks like the exact same one.
Yeah.
So they see that, and he's like, "Oh, damn it. That was just the opener to this episode." And you didn't like that?
It was okay.
My God, what was so meh about an awesome Lethal Weapon style flashback funny montage thing?
It could be because I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm very biased in this episode just because I was not fully paying attention. I can tell you the parts I really liked.
How can you admit that? How can you admit that?
I'm admitting that. I'm admitting that.
Make it up!
Dude.
Make it up!
I know. You know what? I did. I shouldn't even admit this. This is awful. This is what a shitty co-host I am, okay?
Oh my God.
I watched
a dream my Rise of Skywalker because I'm so disappointed in you.
Hey, dude. That's our friendship bond right there. Look, I watched Vikings before this show, and I should have rewatched Winter Soldier to like really revamp it. So, look, I understand.
Yeah,
I did it wrong here. So,
So starting now, you've seen the entire thing, and I don't care if you need to make up facts to defend your point. Okay. You're against it. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to ever hear you tell the truth again on the show.
Okay.
You understand me?
Okay.
From now on, you lie.
Okay.
Okay. So they break Zemo out. Awesome.
Captain America comes back.
No. You got to be more real.
Wait, that's a lie. That's not a lie.
Let's just.
Okay, no.
Into the next part.
No. They break Zemo out.
They do. They did that, and then what?
Sam's very against it, and Bucky has his own reasons for it. And there's like a lot of tension because
he's the only person that knows how because he's connected to Hydra.
Right.
And they end up going to a place which we need to make sure that we know these areas. What's the area that they end up going to? Sangrelia, something weird like that. It's an old pirate's cavern is what it's described as. And lots of the neon fun stuff that you like. You were just commenting on
paid
neon
attention to
buildings,
that. I know.
which I thought you would enjoy with this.
I did.
Like,
I
thought we were gonna
noticed it.
enjoy it.
I know. I noticed it. That's what I'm saying. I didn't hate this episode. I'm just saying, like, there's part. I paid attention to that part, and I'm like, yo, dude, this club scene's really fucking dope. And Zemo's walking there like a mob boss. So I'm like, yo, dude, this guy's a fucking, like, I don't trust him. I don't know if we're supposed to trust him. I don't trust him. I'm with Sam on this. I don't trust him. Bucky has his own reasonings, right?
But do you know what I love about all of these characters in the show? They have character. They have more character than they do in the other movies. Do you agree? Zemo has so much more character, and I love it. I love that he'll dance to, like, get past a group. He'll be like, to, like, get through a group. It's so, that's like one of the most gifable moments in this whole thing is Baron Zemo, like,
dude, I also
can get his mask because they get the getaway cars through. Suddenly they're in Zemo's garage, and there's like tons of cars, like a Grand Theft Auto garage, and he's like, pick one. And he opens one of the cars. Suddenly there's a purple mask, and that's apparently that's how he's going to get the comics mask. Apparently, that's fine by me though. That's okay.
So let me ask you a question then. Not familiar with Zemo myself. What like, is he Bucky's enemy essentially?
I think he's Captain America enemy, but I don't know much about him either. So I don't want to give too much about that. All I know is, like, he seems to be very in line with the Flag Smashers, does he not? Where he's so much against, like,
those masks. That mask says it all. Like,
yes, because what is his motivation to even be helping these people? He does not want super soldiers anywhere, and he's going to the point of even shooting people right in front of Bucky and Sam. He still has an agenda of getting what he wants, which is still what makes him such an interesting character, right? He's a wild card, and you really don't know exactly. Like, we all know he's going to betray, like, right? He's going to betray eventually, and I'm waiting, and I'm ready for it. It's kind of like, take me, daddy. Like, I'll enjoy the betrayal anyway.
Yeah, I really liked how, like you said, he was a wild card. But then we also see another kind of wild card with the new Captain America dude, right?
Yeah.
Later on. And I guess you were right, dude. Your hunches were kind of right too, because he does kind of show some shady shit where he wants to.
Teeny tiny bit. I'm still trying to defend it with Natalie when we're doing this, when we're watching it, because I think that he could possibly be redeemed as being just a shitty dude, right? That has taken this mantle way too seriously. Like, maybe he's a good guy and has done good, like, war things, has gotten awards, but, like, deep down, he has a lot of jealousy and a lot of, like, self-consciousness to taking on this mantle. And you can tell in the scene. We should talk about this because there's a scene before. I don't know where it intersplices in this. This is a 50-minute episode. 59-minute or something, right? 53.
54. I think it's 54.
Yeah, super cool.
It's the longest one yet.
It is the longest one, that's for sure. I think it's 53. Jay, what do you think? Welcome, Jay.
Hey, what's going on?
Jay's our behind-the-scenes guy.
I've been literally sitting here.
Our producer, Jay.
Shitting bricks over what?
Why are you shitting bricks? You're doing great, man.
No. Not because of what you have me doing, but because
whoa. Okay, I don't like the way that you phrase that.
But because of much that happened in
Let me
this
just
episode.
Hear. Please take the top. You're up there. I'm not making him do anything.
Because there's so much that happened in this episode, and to correct you guys, it was Mandrapar. That is the
Mandrapar. Cool.
Yeah, Mandrapar. And I was very, very happy when I watched this episode. And I agree with you, Patrick. This is probably one of my favorite out of the 3 that we've seen so far.
Yeah, you agree with me?
There was so many.
What was the episode, Jay?
I can't agree with you at all, Chaz, because you were doing work, and in between all that, I was folding clothes and watching.
Yeah,
but
okay, you were folding clothes. So both of you weren't just sitting and watching the show. I know that you're a family man, Jay. You get it. You get it, and you're fine.
I still watched it and understood it.
Fuck?
I'm just kidding, Chaz. I'm just kidding. I'm
so, Jay,
no, dude, tear me apart. We're a new asshole.
Do you know what the runtime is for this episode?
Runtime was about 53 minutes.
53 minutes. All right, cool. Hey, we're gonna come back to you with the announcement for our giveaway, but we will be right back with you, Jay. Let's go to the next part of this, where we're basically going through a nightclub to get and find. What is the housemaker or something? Man, Jay's gonna have to come back quicker than we thought to make sure that we got all the fact checks. We're gonna clear house with tons of horrible, like, true facts, and then he'll come in and be like, actually, it's this, it's that. It kind of reminded me of Looper, how they have the Rainmaker, right? There's this ominous being that's controlling everything. That's like the gang lord of the society. And they immediately don't like the Zemos there. And Winter Soldier has to convince people that he's actually the Winter Soldier because they're in this area full of criminals. So they have to pretend to be this. Sam is dressed in this really crazy, like super tight suit. And what is his name in it?
I don't remember.
Red. Oh my goodness.
I know.
And he goes by Red Cheetah. We need to write notes during our watching. How about that?
We do. I
Can
know.
we commit to writing notes from now on? Our 2 viewers watching, we're so sorry. We did something. We did a bad.
No. Don't apologize. It's me who needs to apologize. I admitted to it. That's why I was being.
Well, I don't know either.
Dude.
What?
Dude, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't begin to apologize enough.
I know.
But in any case, they meet with this person. Do you know what happens from there?
Yeah, they're trying to hunt people from Hydra who's recreating the serum to make these super soldiers. That's the main goal. And they meet a doctor who made like 20 vials or something like that. 20
vials, which ends up being stolen by our person that is, it's the redheaded person, right?
Right. I'm very curious about her
too.
too.
The serums.
Yeah. I'm curious about her character.
So both parties are both going after her. So it's going to have to be a chase for who to get to her first.
I can see her being a superhero at the end. We haven't seen her kill anybody yet, have we?
No. Oh, we have to mention that we get closure on Sharon Carter's character. She turns out to be living there because she cannot go back to the U.S. after what happened in Civil War. They really didn't tie that up. She just kind of like stepped to the side after helping fugitive Captain America do whatever he wanted. And didn't she let him out again once they got him all? Like, she's the reason that he escaped and all of this stuff happened.
Wait, the new Captain America?
Sharon Carter.
Is she the blonde that helped him out? And like, oh, yeah.
From Civil War. Yeah. So we get a little bit of closure on that. She very quickly is like, I hate America. I'm not coming back. And they're like, we'll give you pardon. She's like, you son of a bitch. I'm in. And she teams up with them. There's a little funny like back and forth with the car stuff again.
Dude, okay, I know what this is. Do you know what that throwback is to?
Civil War.
Yes.
Can you move your seat?
Yes.
Any true Marvel, I would know that, right?
Yeah, but dude, here's the thing too. We kind of forgot to mention this. They mentioned Bucky's notebook that Captain America was actually Captain America's, right?
Ooh, good catch.
And Zemo notices it, and he's like, I know. He's basically trying to like connect with Bucky, be like, I know what you're going through, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Sam kind of brushes it off, kind of a not understanding what's in this notebook, and Bucky gets really defensive about it. And then I assume they mentioned the guy's name who, he's really torn up about because he got close with the guy's father from the last episode that we saw,
Yeah.
So there's that name mentioned too. And I'm just like, dude, there's some cool like back and forth history here with Zemo. And that's why I'm wondering if Zemo's going to be more of Bucky's than it is going to be Sam's.
I think so too. And we really don't know yet where his allegiances lie. Like, we know he's going to betray these people at a certain point, but we don't know if he's with the Flag Smashers, whether he's still doing his own thing, because it just seems convenient, right? Everything seems too simple with him.
Yeah.
And it is never that simple. Yet.
Dude. Who's
December
the
15th, 1995.
who's the main villain they cast in the Mission Impossible 5 and 6?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That guy.
He reminds me of that guy.
They sound familiar. Really sound familiar.
Well, yeah, but also like just like their motive so far, it's really slimy and just like I don't know, smart.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is time for a quick break. It looks like. Let's cut real quick to a commercial, and we're going to talk about a quick giveaway. We have merch for you at tpublic.com/PatrickBeattyReviews. Whether it be a sweatshirt, a Gaggle of Geeks shirt, whatever you want, check them out, and we will see you at the next review. All right, so the big deal that we're having, I put this out on Instagram, and we just didn't have anybody want to do it, I suppose. So I'm putting it back up. This is let me take off the display name so we can see everything. So this is a Megaplex giveaway. This is for anybody that is living in the state of Utah. You're going to be able to get a 2 refillable Mega Mugs, 2 Mega Mug refills, passes, large popcorn, movie candy. All you got to do is this. You got to go to the Gaggle of Geeks page on iTunes, give us a rate and review, 5 stars, and you're in. You're entered to win. And it's going to be by the end of this episode where we're going to be announcing the winners. Jay's going to be announcing it for us. So make sure that you guys are doing this, that you're tuning in, and that you are covering, getting this awesome deal, because Kong vs. Godzilla is coming out, and that is going to be a huge must watch at the theater. Many of us are getting vaccinated now. Me and Chaz have gotten our first dose. Next Wednesday, I'm getting my second dose.
2 weeks for me.
2 weeks from now for Chaz. And we're all willing to start safe distancing and being able to go back to the theaters and go back to normalcy. These theaters need our support. And this is brought to us by Megaplex. Megaplex gave this to us to be able to do. So make sure, again, that you go to the Gaggle of Geeks podcast page and rate and review us. Leave a comment here. Do anything to let us know that you're alive and you are entered to win. And that is it for that. Let's go back into the review. So, Chaz, where are we now?
We are after. Well, we were talking about The Notebook, which is before the whole what's her face Sharon's little appearance. And after that, dude, I think after her appearance, it kind of ties itself up. Like they're like,
well, they go into the crates, the shipping crates, and then they find this doctor. And the doctor is talking about how he initially was working for. Who was he working for initially? Before he got high, the blip happened, the research stopped, and he had to go to this area basically to produce the super soldier serum. But he's the first one to do it and I believe who they're name dropping in this is the doctor that was talking to Captain America in the first Avenger, who says that he needs to be a good man.
Isaiah Bradley's blood is the samples that he stole the serum. Like he.
Oh, Isaiah Bradley's blood.
Yeah, he managed to recreate the super thing back into it.
Yep. So from there, I mean, Alan agrees, vaccines, and he got a second dose. That's awesome. What are we thinking though, so far as like this feels still similar to Civil War, right? Because they still had like, I'm not the only Winter Soldier. Doesn't that just mean that you're the super soldiers? That's the same kind of principle, right?
I guess unless hear me out.
Yeah, now
the Winter Soldier is like the next level above the super soldier. So like, what if Bucky's like super fucking pumped up King Kong Godzilla soldier? Dude,
how dare you?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, dude? Seeing him
comment down below on what you guys would think of this. But I would love to see an Isaiah Bradley Captain America standalone series with the Winter Soldier. I want to know what was going on back then during the time where Cap was likely in the ice during this time where Isaiah Bradley actually came into the spotlight. And he came into the spotlight because Captain America was out. There's a lot to talk about with that. There's so much discussion that's hopefully going to be discovered and looked at further. There's been some kind of like rumors where people are wanting to see at least old Steve Rogers meeting this guy and being able to talk to him. I don't know if that might be a little bit Mephisto-y, a little kind of bit.
Yeah, we saw where that goes.
Wishful thinking. I don't think it would work too well.
Remember how they're trying to tie that into like Doctor Strange, and then it didn't really tie into Doctor Strange at all?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Multiverse of Madness is just about wrapped up filming. That's pretty great.
Yeah, and Sam Raimi was reflecting on his Spider-Man trilogy recently.
Yep. Okay, so from this point, they've got to escape this warehouse because all the assassins now have them as a target because they took out one of the secondary henchmen that they were at for that nightclub, right? And so because they did that, John Wick 3 hit style was set on everybody. How did you not love this, Chaz? There's so many fun parts to this episode. Dude, this might be my favorite one. I know it doesn't have as much commentary, and it does need commentary. There was a couple parts where they're talking on the plane about why he doesn't want the shield. Like they're gonna keep going back to that every once in a while. But this one had a lot more action, a lot more funness to the Zemo thing, a lot more like weirdness to the characters where they're like they have more character, they have more silliness to them. Bucky isn't just like sitting there being like, I just want to be good. You know, like
Right.
he actually is doing stuff. He's funny.
Let me rephrase it real quick though. I didn't not like anything I was watching.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair. But the parts I was paying attention to was mostly the more personal stuff and not so much the action, just because action's kind of like background noise at some points, you know, where you can kind of like,
This wasn't background noise to me. I think
glance.
I think this was really well crafted, and each set piece was a little different with the action. But let's talk about the big thing at the end of this episode, because does Zemo escape yet, or are they all still together? I believe they're all still together, right?
We're still together.
They're all still together. Bucky starts to see that there's something tracking them. He's picking up these little balls as he's walking down the corner, going across the street. He turns around the corner, kind of turns to the side, and then says, I expected you to be here eventually. Turns around, and he sees a member of the Dora Milaje, Black Panther. Wakanda is now in the picture, which I did not expect, but it totally works. Oh, it makes so much sense.
Dude,
So much sense, and it worked so well.
I kind of expected though, because we saw it in
You
like
expected this?
I did, because
Whoa.
I expected Wakanda to come back into it just a little bit, because
When they set it up in this episode, but before that.
Well, yeah, because in Infinity War and Endgame, Bucky is in Wakanda. That's where that's his tie, right? So I expected that to kind of cross paths into that.
I don't know why it escaped me. I just didn't. Because you would think. Here's why. Because you were thinking this is going to be a much more Falcon-centric story, and the fact that they're bringing in Wakanda means that they're making it a little bit more of a Winter Soldier and Bucky-centric story, and they're giving them an equal balance. So I didn't expect that as much, but
also
they're making it so much better by bringing in the Dora Milaje and making all this connection with Zemo.
Right. Well, and they did mention, I think it was last episode, how his arm is made out of is it vibranium? Is that what it's called? Which is which is Wakanda. I mean, they mentioned that in the last episode. So like, it's at that point I was like, oh, I wonder if there's going to be more ties into that, because a lot of like the nightclub scenes, for example, reminded me of Black Panther when he's trying to spy on Andy Serkis's character, right? In that little club gambling thing in that night city. Like, it kind of, I don't know. I kind of got those vibes from it. That's why I wasn't like, you know.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you a little bit of a moment, okay? Maybe I will blow your mind. Maybe I can blow your mind. So what I've heard about episode 5 is that there's a new character introduced. There's a character reveal that is big. A big character reveal. One we don't know about. One nobody knows about.
Is this like a manifesto kind of dude?
Could be a bigger person from Wakanda. Could be possibly, I don't know. But could be, somebody might say Mephisto. Could be Mephisto.
Oh, Mephisto, that's his name, not Manifesto.
Mephisto confirmed. Maybe Doctor Strange shows up. Who knows? But that's the little tee off for episode 5.
What if it's Hugh?
3. So not next week, but the week after.
What if it's Hugh Jackman just saying fuck?
I don't think they're gonna do X-Men yet with it. They teased us a little bit, you know. They gave us a little yoink. So if they do anything, it's gonna be. What if it's just Boner? What if Boner shows up and it just walks off screen? That's just it.
He's dude. Yep.
Just walks up.
I'm an actor.
Oh my goodness. Well, that is our. Well, what are your final thoughts now that you've actually walked through this and you know a little bit about the goddamn thing that you watched?
Dude, I'm sticking by my word of what I said last time. Is I'm liking this more than I liked WandaVision, because it does feel like it's choosing substance over style.
Oh no, that's good. Like that is what it is. Yes, agreed. Sure.
So
it's more your taste. That's cool. I kind of like WandaVision more still, though. But anyway,
do we need to have a feud about this?
No, we don't need a feud. Do you need a feud though? Because I could think of one.
Dude, give me a fucking feud, man.
You want some of the most annoying rants that I could possibly give right now?
Is it more annoying than call me a potato, Natalie?
It could be. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Let me see if I can find the video, because I lost it already. Hold on. Hold on. I was gonna do this.
Like a perfect segue. What are you doing?
I can upload it as it goes. Oh, so you want to talk shit? We're still talking right now. You want to keep going?
Dude. Yeah. Dude.
What?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
your take on this was trash because you don't watch it.
Sir, you're out of order. Out of order. I show you out of order. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Stand down, Mr. Slade.
I'm not finished.
Oh, the movie court, dude. Oh, you pulled this in. Are you sure you want to do
This
this?
is a very different movie court. This is an investigation. This is a claim that was made
Okay,
that
dude,
we are going to dispute, that we're going to attack this person because this person deserves to be attacked. Yes, us, the internet, everybody, we can all agree.
Yeah. Be the prosecutor,
You already
man.
agreeing. You don't know what I'm talking about yet.
I don't know.
So let's go ahead and talk about this. So I'm going to play a sound clip and just tell me what this is and where it's from. Okay.
We live in a society.
You know, I can't place my finger on
Rocky 3, exactly. So this is from Rocky 3. No. that of course is Jared Leto saying we live in a society from the trailer from Zack Snyder's Justice League. And
Oh, dude, wait.
What?
Dude, I heard. Here, correct me if I'm wrong, though. Okay, I
Mm.
heard that he completely ad-libbed that.
Shut the fuck up. What did you really fucking did you just Oh, that makes me so mad. How dare you?
I believe it, man.
I'm done with you. Hold on. I'm not finished with my stuff. You interrupted and then you spoiled it. Then you spoil it, you dick. All right. Anyway, so the thank you. Full screen. He's out of there. Let's say that there was an interview, on the Colbert Report, and Stephen Colbert was talking to Jared Leto and asking him about his time on Zack Snyder's Justice League. Well, he had this to say.
I always loved Zack Snyder, and I think that the story behind this Snyder cut is really kind of one for the ages. What happened around him kind of not finishing the first film, and I'm actually wearing this shirt. We live in a society, which was an ad lib that I threw out on the day shooting. It ended up in the trailer and then kind of went viral.
No, he didn't. And he's wrong, right?
Wait. Did you forgot his plug that he did right after that?
Oh, I forgot about it. Sorry. Here it is.
Honka honka.
Anyway, found it. This lying sack of shit. If anybody is on the internet and that we live in, look, you know what, Jay, bring up the "we live in a society" meme and when it was created. We need to know more about this because honestly, he's wrong. He did not invent it and then it just went viral because of it. That's absurd. Okay. So let's see. Gamer Joker, also known as Gamers Rise Up and We Live Society. Scroll up a little bit, Jay.
Scroll down.
It has an inception. See, origin. Let's see. Origin came from 4chan, year 2017. So right there. Jared Leto did come up with it because it's him in the picture, right? There's a concession that can be made there. However, he did not create the "we live in this society."
Okay, I thought that it was.
Went viral. I hate him so much.
No, I thought it was what's his bucket? Heath Ledger.
What do you mean?
I thought it was Heath Ledger's meme that went viral first, and then once the Suicide Squad came out, they're like, "We live in society."
It could have been from there too. I saw one that was dated like 95, but I don't think that was real. It must
Oh, dude, it's a throwback to Seinfeld
on
by the way.
1991. There you go. So
It's
there
a
you
great
go.
episode. So the Chinese restaurant. I love that.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate this. So that concludes it right there, does it not?
No,
That
I still think he ad-libbed it, dude. Because hear me out. Let me defend him. Let me defend Jared Leto. And this pains me to say this. I know.
We live in a society.
In the same interview, because you sent us the link to watch, they talk about how he wasn't.
Why are you
aware.
defending this guy, dude? He's got a cult.
Hey,
Cult of women.
He wasn't aware of COVID. Right.
I know.
He was so out of touch. So
How's
maybe
the trunk space?
maybe I like that movie too. Okay. Maybe he's just out of touch and he totally did ad-lib it. And then Zack Snyder being out of touch too was like, yeah. But here's my issue with this thing though. Okay. I know your issue is very legit because dude, this has been around forever. And
He's lying.
Yeah,
Why
he's taking
aren't
credit
you-
for it.
He's taking credit for it. It's not
Yeah,
right.
no, he's taking credit for it. My issue is he starts out by saying like, Zack Snyder's a great guy, and he brings up, his daughter's tragic.
That's what your
tragedy.
issue is.
And then
It's to sell a shirt.
And then it's like, by the way, you can find the shirt at band site. Here it is. I'm pointing it out. Like that's how
That's
he's
the
win.
thing. It felt
like,
so forced.
Yes.
So forced.
Yes.
So
it was very
unnecessarily forced. Everyone would be like,
opportunistic.
and you know what? You know what? I put a bandana over Ray like that back when Ray was around. So for him to have that, let's just go back to
I always loved Zack Snyder, and I think that the story behind.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. All right, that's my rant. End of the movie court. Case closed.
I agree, dude. I've said that from the beginning, though. I've said that from. Okay, does this taint your view of him as the Joker? Because I know when Val and everybody
Does that
was on,
taint my view of the Joker?
Yeah, because you guys are like, this
I
is the
think
best Joker. And I'm like,
from
yo,
the
dude,
start,
this
he's
is your
been a
fucking
weirdo
show.
Joker that I've not really jived with all the way. I've never jived with him all the way. Still,
then okay. This
one
is the question
scene
to
is
those
not
other
going to
scenes.
convince me that he is a better character for that Joker.
I'm just saying, dude. I call me
One
a
scene.
purist.
Give me a movie. Give me a Ben Affleck solo film. Ugh. I hate that I said that. Let's move on. We're moving in to Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay. Let me ask you this question right up front.
Okay.
Who did you think was gonna win?
Well, let's break this down first because we got to see this, or at least I got to see this over last weekend. You saw it on Wednesday, right?
I saw it the day it opened. Yep.
Now, were you paying attention?
Dude.
My film podcast co-host.
Yes, I was actually. Yes, I was.
Okay, good. It's hard to not pay attention with this movie.
Well, fun fact too. I was actually trying to watch it while I was working. Spoiler alert! And within 2 minutes of it, 3 minutes maybe, I was like, I can't fucking do it. I have to turn this off.
Oh my god! He's dying.
But I had to turn it off and unfortunately watch something else. So I had to wait for my nighttime viewing for this.
Gotcha. Well, this is our spoiler review of Godzilla versus Kong. So if you haven't seen it yet, turn this off. Go check it out on HBO Max. Switch back on later. This is already going to be on the YouTube channel and everything, so you can see it. And we're going to individually clip these out. And you should be able to see it from there. But we're going to talk major spoilers about this. We're covering everything. So Chaz, first and foremost, I need to apologize to you because I'm a good man.
Whoa!
I'm a brave man. I'm a brave man.
I got to prepare.
Man.
Hold on.
You just crack your neck? The hell is? Why do you need it? What are you wiggling in your ears?
I'm cleaning up my earwax. Hold on.
You just dip your finger in that, then drink it. Creep.
Patrick Beatty, please continue.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't begin to apologize enough. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's a tremendous apology.
Horrible.
I
What
can't
can
tell
I
you.
say to make it
You don't
better?
have to say anything.
God, I feel like getting down on my knees. I don't know what else to do.
My
That's
friend,
right.
This was a good movie. This is a really good movie. In fact, I had a really good time with Godzilla versus Kong for one reason and one reason only. They knew what they had and they knew their assignment.
They definitely
They knew
leaned
the
into
assignment
it.
this time.
They leaned into it and they just had total fun with it, no matter how bizarre or how absurd the plot or whatever was.
I honestly think this is the best one out of all of the movies. All of them.
Yes, sir. I might go watch this tonight again. That's
All of
how
them.
much I liked it.
Because let me tell you what. Because now I can feel like I can finally explain my issues with these films and people can understand it because of this movie. Because it finally showed me what I have always wanted these films to become. Right? It's not taking itself too seriously. The first Godzilla took itself far too seriously. It was much more like a weird, like Apocalypse Now military film, and much less anything else, you know. But with regard to King of the Monsters, it just was like a really darkly lit showdown that like you could kind of see, and they used some of the effects, reused some of them from Batman v Superman. It looked like, or from the electricity, and you get a send up that's going to tie up like this to set up this thing. And then we have Kong Skull Island, which I don't know. What did you think of that?
Kong Skull Island?
I thought it was okay. That one was more okay to me than the first Godzilla and King of the Monsters.
I liked it more because it kind of does what this movie does. It kind of leans into more of like what they have to play with, if that makes sense. I mean, there's plenty of scenes. I mean, there's one going viral on Twitter right now where a major character is like going to sacrifice himself, and then they do it 180, and that character dies in like the most absurd way. You're like, well, that didn't work out, right? Yeah. And I feel like Godzilla versus Kong kind of leans more into that absurdity aspect of these films because, well, let's be honest, an atomic lizard and a giant ancient ape is very absurd, especially when they're going to go head to head.
Absolutely.
And the myth behind them with all these giant monsters who are supposed to defend Earth or, whatever, like it is so absurd. And
let's break down that story real quick before we jump into some of the fighting and the characters of this. So this opens up. We're talking about Godzilla basically attacking areas, and we don't know why. He's attacking people in these specific facilities, and now the world is kind of in a panic, is trying to find some type of defense against him. Meanwhile, in a like kind of bubble facility on Skull Island, Kong is interacting with this young girl who's deaf through sign language. He's starting to communicate with people, though we don't discover this until later on. He's commissioned by Alexander Skarsgård's character, who needs to go and harness a weapon, or I guess an energy. Is it like a power source?
It's a power source.
A power source.
A place origin. That nobody knows. Like,
the origin of where all these monsters came from, and inside the Earth.
Right, and it's very theoretical, where they're like, we don't know if it exists. We don't know. It's called
Hollow Earth, right?
Yeah, which is based off an actual conspiracy theory, by the way.
Really?
I will go more. I will go more into that because
hell yeah,
dude, Adam Weingart, the director, like if you watch any of his other movies, like
Adam Weingart, I'm gonna suck your dick, my friend. You crushed it with this movie.
Yeah, dude. No, he leans into the whole conspiracy. I don't know. It's just I'll go into that later. But the fact that they brought that up and then they explore that where they're able to do that, but before they're even to take him to that, because they're going to take him to the entrance to the Hollow Earth, right? Yeah. There's a very cool 14-minute battle sequence of Mr. Zilla and Mr. Kong just hamming it out and being fucking badass. Patrick, what were your thoughts on this certain sequence? That's probably the most, I would say it's the most marketed sequence of the movie. Like that's what we see the most. Yeah, that's what we see the most in the trailers is them battling it out on the ship.
Well, you skipped over quite a bit.
What? No, I did not.
Well, because they get him on the ship and then he has to, doesn't he interact with the girl again?
Right. He interacts. He says home. That's when we find out.
And they discover that they can sign. Right. And they're going to use her as the key to get them into it because she can communicate with them. So they're basically abusing and using this young girl to go and
that was a minor plot point that I might have missed.
Minor that will be expanded on later. However, I agree with you. Let's go to the. I didn't even press any of these things.
Dude. Okay. I just want to say real quick.
Round one.
No, I hate seeing animals chained up and whatever. Like King Kong,
even CGI.
Yeah, dude, I do. I hate it, man. I really do. I don't know what kind
of question that was. That's a weird question.
I mean,
even when they look fake.
Oh, I mean, just for example, even like last night, I watched a movie on Hulu, and they have this weird fascination of abusing for comedy effects, for abusing these animals, like a tegu and a sort of ferret-looking thing, but it was for comedic purposes, but at the same time, I'm like, poor animals, even though they're definitely fake. I know they're faking puppets or whatever, but with Kong being all shackled up. And I think Kong, for example, throughout the whole movie, he shows more emotion than Zilla.
Agreed. Absolutely.
I think
Zilla's just kind of a wanderer or swiper, and he can really swim. Boy, can that. If you're in the water, which... hurry and wrap this up so we can get to the boat fight.
Okay. I'm just gonna say the way they had him chained up and stuff because they want to sedate him while they carry him to this thing. They have these chains on them that pretty much inject this sedation medicine into him, and it's really sad, and we definitely see that emotion, especially through the little girl because she connects the most with him. She's like, he doesn't like this. He wants to go home, right?
Yeah.
But then, Patrick. We hear radar beeps and whoa.
Okay.
What happens?
Well, the shit happens. Godzilla shows up. Kong needs to be unleashed, and Rebecca Hall's character, who's basically the guardian for this deaf girl, and has to be with her during all this journey. I feel bad. This poor kid has to get drug along to all these horrible things. The boat completely tips over because Godzilla rips into it, flips the boat. Godzilla's still, King Kong's still chained up underneath the boat. It's flipped upside down. Now the girl's drowning. This is parent of the year, this woman. And Alexander Skarsgård finally gets to the part, pull the latch, unlocks him, and that he just hops out and the fight begins, my friend. So,
dude.
So
I had a lot of anxiety in the scene. Just so you know.
It was really anxiety driven, mainly because you don't really see a lot of Godzilla in his natural element, right? He's always coming up on land, and it's like smash, building. But he can move in. It's like a crocodile standing on his hind legs in the city versus swimming in a swamp. Yeah, and Godzilla can swim.
Yeah, and I think we see him use his tail the most in this movie than we have seen him use. Like, he utilizes it to hold Kong in the water, and even the special effects of Kong, like the amount of detail that goes into him, shows that he has gills on the side. That's how he's able to breathe underwater, right? Like, yo, what, dude? And he's just there swimming like a shark, essentially, just like whoo, like going for his prey. And the amount of anxiety I felt was for Kong, because I'm like, dude, he can't breathe underwater.
And Jay brings up a good point also with the deaf girl, that she can actually feel his heartbeat, because that's going to return later on too.
Yeah.
But once we get this fight, this showdown, it finally ends by Kong and the entire ships, the armada that exists at least, shutting down all the ships, shutting down everything, and then Kong basically plays dead. And Godzilla decides just not to go over there. I think it's stupid, right? But whatever. We had just had an awesome fight. Like, why would he not go back and start inspecting and sniffing? Like, he's smart. He's not stupid. But he's just like, yeah, whatever, and goes away.
I kind of view it just because I have a lizard, right?
Okay.
I know.
That's the weirdest thing.
Let me defend this with my lizard parenting ownership, right? Okay. Reptiles can see different spectrums, right? They do stuff differently. They can hear stuff, and they say in the movie, oh, he can hear ships alive. Like, that's why he keeps coming over here, because he could tell there's something on there, right? Yeah. And if he's using, like, I'd assume sonar, because he's underwater or whatever, and everything goes dead, you're not gonna hear anything. Like, I totally get it. And he even like peeks up, right? And reptiles do not have the best vision. They see a lot of color and they see a lot of stuff. They don't have like 20/20 eyesight, like they really don't. Yeah. And so I actually believe that, and it probably is because I have a reptile, and I'm like, yo, dude, my dragon doesn't see me, my hand from my.
If we don't get a cameo from your dragon and my dog at the end of this for a thumbnail, I don't know what we're doing here.
I'll send you a photo, but he's asleep.
No, because we're gonna take a screenshot. You have to get your dragon out.
He's asleep. He's been asleep for an hour.
I don't even care, man. My dog's gonna be doing whatever. Anyway, so the fight ends. They end up getting to the place after going through like ice and stuff. Kong is now at this frozen area, and they convince
more anxiety.
They convinced the deaf girl to tell him that going through this tunnel that just looks horrifying, right? It's like, I'm not going through Willy Wonka from hell is what I'm going to call it, especially when they do the 2001 zip through stuff. And what we need to talk about is Alexander Skarsgård's intentions and why he's doing what he's doing, because you find out at the beginning when he's getting commissioned to do this that his brother had also attempted to try to go to this hollow earth, but because of the technology and the vehicles that they were using, at certain points, theoretically, the gravity is so intense that it will just crush anything that tries to pass through it. So his brother is dead. He needs to do this because they've been given a vehicle that can possibly withstand this, but they need Kong to guide them through it so they can even make the attempt. And they do this in like a 2001 A Space Odyssey kind of tribute, where you got all these cool colors and stuff, and they're basically going through the earth, and they burst through. It's really visually beautiful. I've loved the cinematography in this film. I talked about this during the review. I really liked that.
Yeah, and the way they get him to go there is they use the little girl saying, your family might be there.
Yep.
And I mean, hypothetically, technically she was not wrong. I mean, like there's
From a
history.
certain point of view.
I mean, there was history, right? But
Yeah.
and that's when he's like, "Oh, my family," and then he goes in. And what I like about her doing that though is that she was not all for it either. Like it was very much. She's very conflicted in telling him that because it is very much abused. Like it's kind of like manipulating him to work for the humans.
Both
right?
of them.
Like,
this poor girl was drowned.
Yeah.
For a minute at least.
Yeah, I love how the mom's still like just dragging her along, like you said.
She's
I was like,
go,
all right,
now go tell him this.
But dude, when they enter that portal, because there's so much technology and so much gravity, it's like they enter.
And the ship design is cool. Did you like the ships?
I did, dude. I love the lighting, like you said, the cinematography, like. But it is total Adam Weingart, dude.
We are gushing out for this movie, man.
I know, man. If you know his earlier works too, and here's the exciting thing, because like I've said this before.
What are his earlier works, Chaz?
He's worked on You're Next, which is in 2013, which is a horror film. He's worked on The Guest, which is in 2014. And he's worked on like Autoerotic, which is like a very mumblecore film, by the way. He's also worked on VHS 2, Blair Witch, which came out a couple years, and Netflix's Death Note, which was not my favorite. But the thing with Adam Weingart is that like in all of his movies, he uses a lot of retroness, if that makes sense, like a lot of old school like 80s obscure songs, which we saw in this movie. A lot of like neon-esque stuff, which we see in this movie throughout. I mean, like it's not just like one sequence, but dude,
yeah. Adam Weingart, man, I hats off to him. I think he's done a really good job with that director. But when they get through the tunnel, they get to the place.
Yeah,
it looks so cool. You have these mountains up top, and kind of like a little bit of a gravitational pull in the middle, where if you jump high enough, you can maybe start walking on the ceiling instead.
Right,
very much like Interstellar, which I bet you loved that, right?
I did. I do. I love this concept.
I know your ass.
I know. I love this concept so much. Here's the thing.
This was Chaz during that whole thing.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
I really was, man. I'm like, dude, like all he has to do is maybe shift his weight a little bit, and then he'd start shifting just a little bit, right? And here's the thing. Twitter, there's some issues. Twitter, film Twitter, if you will, had with this scene where they're like, "Where's the sunlight coming from?" I'm like, yo, that's what you're gonna pick apart over a fucking movie about an atomic lizard and a giant like ape traveling to the middle of Earth?
There's like, some film Twitter that's knowing what this is, and then there's some that's like, there's too many storylines, it's confuddled, and it's like, dude, it's doing what it's saying you want it to do.
Sense to me, but an atomic lizard knows
the blueprint, man. It wrote the blueprint, and it's excavating it. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, but like you said,
talk about Hollow Earth more.
Or Hollow Earth, dude. And like what I like about this new design that we see, right, is if you think about it, like you said, the bottom, you have the bottom gravity, middle, and then the top, right?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, it kind of represents like a circle, where like if you're looking at a circle, there's the middle half or the bottom half, the middle, and the top half. That's exactly what this was, right? Like depending on like where you're gonna go and like how it kind of works. Yeah. And the creatures involved in the Middle Earth were really kind of even a little bit more terrifying than what was in Kong Skull Island. It was like just a little bit more elevated. Well,
Kong's immediately hit by a couple of the creatures,
like a pterodactyl-esque lizard looking fucking thing.
I'm gonna turn on the light real quick.
How dare you, dude? And there's a lot of like anxiety in that scene because you're like, yo, the little girl's with them, and it goes back to the mom being like, why would you let your little girl see this? And whatever. That's
because
just like,
she's fine. That's pretty much what they say through the whole thing. She doesn't really like. It kind of reminds me of, remember Scary Movie 3, the kid that just kept getting involved in stuff. That's what this kid reminded me of. It's just like you're gonna get hit by a bus when they're not looking and like random shit.
Yeah, dude, and like it totally gives into it, but like that kind of elevated the dangers of this world, right? And then we see a ship actually explodes.
Yes,
people die, and I mean, here's the thing: none of these characters I actually felt very connected to, but except for two, there were two characters I felt very connected to. It was the little girl, and it was also the conspiracy theorist dude.
Well, that's where that's a great segue into the storyline that we've not talked about. And like, look, you could say there is a criticism that is valid that there's a little bit too many plot lines. Maybe they could have streamlined a little bit
for sure.
But let's talk about this conspiracy theory dude. The conspiracy theory guy, but is basically your Alex Jones in this, right? he's going through the facilities. He's like, I found the interstellar dimensions where they're going to find the thing. And as they're
he
doing
worked there,
that,
yeah.
Do I have an Alex Jones? I thought I had one. Maybe I got rid of it.
It's turning the frogs gay.
I know. I thought I used to have one, but whatever.
Because what his line does though is it introduces
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah,
because she's an avid listener to the show. She's still trying to convince her dad, who's still in the military, that Godzilla is doing what he's doing out of a pattern. So this is the Godzilla thread. Right. Millie Bobby Brown is trying to convince him that it'll work. He's like, nah, he's fucking up. We got to stop this. And as she goes back, she goes after this conspiracy theorist dude with the help of Julian Dennison, which was such a fun addition to this movie. He really was. So I loved when he showed up. I did not know that he was in the movie.
I didn't know that either. And just like their character dynamics, like these kids who are very
so well.
They
little
did.
Stranger Things little cut to.
They did, and like this, they're so naive, and then you have this like fringe conspiracist dude who actually might be onto something, right? And you're just like, I vibe, like, and I mean, eventually, I'll bring it up when we get there, but yeah, they resort to this conspiracy guy, and it turns out he actually used to work there, and dude, this is when the movie kind of really shows it's neon-esque, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Well, because God's. Well, no, we're not even there yet, dude. We're not there. Oh my god!
No, the meeting. No, I'm not.
Way too fast.
Their initial meeting with the guy is in a neon-filled room.
Oh, you slow. Oh, you slow down.
That's not fast. That's literally like the first 30 minutes. What are you talking about?
So we need to go to how they all meet because they go down
in
to
a
the place.
Neon-filled room.
And not really. They go to his apartment. They end up meeting up from there, and then they go to the broken down facility because they want to try to see what's going on, right? As they go through the broken down one, they find this escape room, and that's where the neon begins. But you have to tell them that they're going back into the facility that Godzilla destroyed because they're trying to find clues.
No, the neon room was after that.
Nah,
or before that. The neon room was before that because that's when they're discussing what
you're really
going to
pull this?
I really am.
I know my shit. You were doing something.
No. Because the guy is really skeptical, right? He's like, he has like all the security around him, and then he
says we're going back. We got to go back to the facility to take a look at what's going on.
And that's in that neon-filled room. It's like a pink room, and then they're like, we have to go back to this room, and that's when they go to the room, which is where we, a huge reveal, right?
No,
what?
You're not. You're missing the subway, bro. You're missing the gravitational subway.
You know what?
Yeah,
Patrick,
you're
you
wrong.
might be right. Okay.
You need to stop attacking me for knowing my shit, man. All right.
No, you know your shit. You fuck. What do I know? I'm just.
Yeah, you let me finish.
Casual.
So they go through the facility that Godzilla already destroyed and was going after. And when they get through that pink room, they see that there's this huge tunnel expressway, Wakanda style. Yeah. And they go into these gravity machines that gets locked in with them. And they see all of these eggs of these different dinosaurs. And they're like, what the hell? That locks them in. And then the basically the ship goes off. It's basically like the magnetic ship that Elon Musk is always talking about wanting to do. Like they built it really is. And isn't it hilarious that this company's name is called Apex? Oh, on the nose a little bit. Like, don't critique this harshly when the name of the villain is Apex and it's Godzilla, okay? It's fun. Let it be. And it's on the nose and it's cool. So anyway, are we all caught up with where each parallels are with this?
Yeah, so they're tracking Godzilla's.
No, we're not yet. We're still not because he's in Hollow Earth, and they haven't. They get to the facility, and that's where they see what this company Apex has been doing, why they want the power from Hollow Earth. They want to put this in to, and I didn't realize this. Ken Watanabe's character in the King of the Monsters, right? Yeah.
King of Monsters, yeah.
Yep, it was from the his son is the guy that is controlling this thing.
Like the one sitting in the chair with all the cool
head of
stuff.
The head of Apex is his son. Yep, absolutely.
Oh shit, dude! I didn't make that connection.
Whoa, that's upsetting. Oh well.
Yeah. To those listeners, there was just a funny little.
Want to become famous
comment.
by followers, primes, and views? Don't go to that. Okay, no big follows. You don't want to do that, and we don't want to be famous. Fuck you, DNSCHALKE0441.
Yeah, you fucking piece of shit. Fuck you.
Get out of here. Oh, you went with the wrong one.
You motherfucker! fucking accuser! See that, you son of a bitch?
You know who you're messing with, you stupid fucking scammer. We'll show you who you're messing with.
You want to go to Chinatown? I'll take you there. And
Which segues this to the Chinatown. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Anyway, I hope they got a good tongue licking there. But anyway, as they get to the place, they see Robo Mecha Godzilla appear. Mecha Godzilla that we've not known really has been in. There's been little hints in the trailer, little teeny hints, but they haven't really revealed it. So it's Mecha Godzilla that is being revealed, and it's discovered that this is why Godzilla is going after them, because they just want to take out Godzilla. They don't like that he's the king and that he's balancing everything and that he's the good person. They want to be the good person. So Godzilla's like, no. We're not going to do this. So he's going after taking him out. But Kong is kind of in the middle. And every once in a while, he's like, but I'm going to fuck with this guy real quick. But now that turns out to work hand in hand, because Godzilla has now arrived to the next facility in Hong Kong, where all of the people are at this moment. Hollow Earth is directly underneath, and Godzilla just bursts his beam down into the ground. We have to talk about where Kong was in his area. We need to learn about Kong's history.
Yeah, dude, he visits this place, right? And
he goes to his old home. His ancestors' old home.
Basically, there's a little ape print, like, on the wall, and he pushes it in, and
very Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, and it reveals like this nice layer and like this huge kind of throne-like thing, and he finds this badass axe,
which I don't know if it's confirmed, but I did hear this was an axe where the spine of Godzilla, part of the fin was ripped off and put into this wood, and that's what the thing is. So when he blows fire on it, that's why it powers it up, because it's part of him.
Oh,
so it can power it up. So and it didn't come from them. It came from both of their respective ancestors that had fought long ago.
Right.
So he's grabbing like his grandpappy's Godzilla smiter. That's pretty awesome, right?
Right. And that pretty much ties into what Godzilla's doing, where he kind of senses something, right? And he totally starts blowing his cool ass atomic flame or whatever into the earth. And eventually it reaches the Middle Earth, and it powers up the axe while causing a huge earthquake and causing everybody to fucking. Here's the thing. Here's a character we haven't talked about.
We got to get out.
Yeah, here's a character we haven't talked about though. It's the female who came with them.
The female.
Her father.
From Baby Driver.
Who?
The girl from Baby Driver. She's part of the company. She's part of. What corporation is she part of?
She's part of the Apex.
Okay, gotcha.
Her father wants the radiation or the energy or whatever to power Mecha Godzilla, and she goes to nothing to stop that. And dude, what this movie does really well is it makes you hate the characters for the right reasons. Like the characters you want to die, they die for the right reasons. Like essentially, it's very satisfying to watch them die, and that's what happens to her, thankfully, because like we really didn't touch on her, but she is god awful. And
she hijacks a ship with the power.
With the power, and she's able to send the data to her dad, and that's what eventually powers up Mechagodzilla to go,
Yep. They transfer the DNA code or whatever that stuff is to him, and they're powering up Mechagodzilla. While that's happening, Kong bursts out, and the fight, Chaz, the neon fight that you had been waiting for begins. And it is sexy. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what happens. It is sexy. They start to duke it out. He's using his axe. It's getting like smacked out of his hand and like slicing into a building and getting stuck to a building. Godzilla's just smacking the crap out of him. Kong's taking his hits. What do you like about these fights, Chaz? To me, here's what I love: the fact that they are, first of all, keeping it pretty even. They're being fair with each other's power sets. Oh
yeah. They're keeping it fair. I liked in the other movies they'd cut back too much on the human, like what's happening with the human side of stuff. But this movie, they actually just allowed them to fight. They allowed them to smash all these buildings. They allowed them to fucking destroy everything and anything that was in sight because they're battling it out. And like you said, it was very even. We see powers of Godzilla that we haven't seen before. We see King Kong, how he defend himself and like fucking
walking the beam with the own fin as he's digging into him. He gets a good hit into his thigh at one point.
Yeah, dude. And like just the amount of force between each punch when they actually connect, I actually kind of felt that. I was like, oh,
When
That's
they were
powerful
screaming at
hit,
each other,
dude.
when they were
Yeah.
face to face screaming. Here's the thing: didn't this Chaz? Can we go to a theater and watch this in IMAX?
I want to, man. I want to watch this in IMAX. This movie, this is a movie that deserves to be seen on the biggest screen possible, if and safely you can.
For this fight alone.
Yes,
Is worth
and
it.
the soundtrack that goes with this fight and like the cinematography. This fight is like the
So good.
climax.
They light
of
it
the whole-
beautifully, and you can see everything, Chaz. It's not just dark, and you can I can see when the beam goes off the reflection of Godzilla's face, but I can't see anything else. That was what it was before. They're showing you it all. They don't care. The daytime on a boat, even if you can't find the sun, wherever that shit is, it's so good, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. And I here's the thing too, is that like at some point I was wondering like, oh, is this where Kong's gonna come on top, right? But what I liked about this, and this is where some people might be like, oh, is at the end of their fight, I think we kind of see who really is the true king of all monsters.
Are you really going to the end of this fight, or are we going to the end of? Okay,
the
so
end
you're
of this
saying
fight, the end of this fight, where
this only good.
After the
There's
yelling
more.
match, right? After the yelling match, right? Godzilla finally defeats Kong, or not defeats. He just has him on the ground and kind of like smashes his.
He pins him and he taps out. Basically, Kong taps out.
He taps out. And it's because dude, Godzilla has his fucking like foot on his chest and he's crunching it, you know, and like he's just like, I'm the king. And dude, Godzilla doesn't really show any emotion in this movie too, which I find really interesting because usually we see like some sort of face expressions, but there's really none. Like in this, it's just this badass dude who's on a mission of some sort. And that's what he is on this whole movie. He's on a mission. We see all the human emotions through Kong. And when he's on the ground and like after Godzilla doesn't kill him either. I mean, he's just like,
it's just,
I respect you.
And then that's it. They just look at each other, go.
It's basically like Godzilla kind of teabagged him and he's like, I really am the king of all monsters.
Say uncle.
For now, right? Exactly. And then it's the Kong just laying there, just like, oh my god, you know, and it
he's
has
defeated. He's exhausted. He just got through the ringer,
and it ties into what
Mecha Godzilla,
right? And now he pops, right, and then Godzilla and him battle. But like during that whole battle, we'll go more into that. But like, there's the whole human side, even more human side, where like the little girl comes back, you know, and she feels the ground and feels his heartbeat and how it's slowing, and you're just like, dude, did Godzilla just? I almost hated Godzilla. For a split second, I'm Team Zilla. I almost hated him. I'm like, dude, what the fuck did you do?
Well, hold on. How can they revive Godzilla, Chaz? How do they do it?
Okay, hold on. Before we get there, or you mean King Kong?
Son of a bitch. I tee you. You know what? When I tee you up, you fucking take it, okay? I don't care. You can round back somehow, but you tee off.
I'll tee off. What they do is Skarsgård's character realizes that this much power of some sort, whatever, needs to happen to kind of like
the ship can pulse him. The pulse can electrocute
him back to life. And that's what he does. He lays the ship on top of him, sets everything to go like on, you know, the highest fucking thing that can go, and he like leaves in slow motion 90s 80s action, which is so badass and fun. It's like so cheesy, it's great. And then, you know, eventually explodes, and then King Kong's just like, whoa, dude. Like, he's ready, you know.
His shoulder's dislocated as well.
And his shoulder is dislocated. Oh my god, dude. And here's the thing I like about King Kong too. Like, all the close-ups, his goatee is so fucking badass. Like, the facial hair,
he looks good.
The attention to detail, dude. Like, so badass. Period. No. Anyways, yeah, he basically comes up.
He wakes up at the same time basically as Mecha Godzilla comes out.
And dude,
Mecha Godzilla is wrecking Godzilla, destroying him. His beams are overpowering him. He's quicker. He's got more rockets. He's got rocket boosters in his spine that makes him be able to burst out and punch him. It was everything I've ever wanted with these stupid movies, dude. I just wanted Pacific Rim monsters fighting, and they gave it to me, and I was like, oh my god.
And like when his power's building up, the spine kind of shifts, like, you know, you're just like, oh shit, dude. And like his fist, they're not really fists. What they are like the kind of claws, and they kind of spin, dude. And like, dude, Mecha Godzilla would be terrifying if that was unleashed. And the fact that he's not being controlled right now, right? I mean, like, while this fight's happening,
he's no longer in control. He destroys the head person of the thing, and Ghidorah is electrocuted. It's revealed that the sun was using the skull of King Ghidorah to basically channel a wavelength into Mechagodzilla, and that wavelength got electrocuted, basically.
With the radiation from this power source of all these titans, right? And let me go back real quick, because there's a scene when the conspiracy theory guy and the kids break into the thing. He pulls out his phone, and it's a shitty flip phone. He's taking photos. He's like, nobody's gonna believe me with this. It's so meta and so just like on the nose and making fun of pop culture. It's Adam Wingard, dude. All of his movies have a conspiracy theory of some sort, like mentioned. And I fell so much in love with just that alone, with him just like shitty cell phone, like how much it's just fun. That's all it is. And I feel like, I mean, they make a Tide Pod reference in the very beginning, right? Like when they're trying to find them. And I feel like if this was supposed to be released when it was supposed to be released, which was last year in like March?
Yeah.
Or something like that. I feel like it'd be more relevant, because there are jokes in here that are kind of like, okay, that's not so much relevant anymore, but it's probably because of we're all suffering from PTSD from the pandemic, right? It's just like, fit didn't age well. But also, dude, the amount of heart this film had.
Well, let's talk about the
characters.
Is
they
jumpstart Kong's heart, right?
Oh,
and the little girl walks out, and she says, "Godzilla's not your enemy," and Kong is like, "But I hate him. But I don't like Godzilla." She points at Mechagodzilla, and she's like, "That's your mother enemy. Go get his ass.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Fuck him up, let's see. Just be like,
how do you get a job here, there, fuckface?
And then just knock him out. So he gets up, he bashes his dislocated elbow against the building, rolls it back, pops it back into place. It was one of the coolest. It's like my favorite scene of the whole entire thing.
He like runs into the building, right? Just like,
oh my gosh, yes, give me more. He does that just as Mechagodzilla is about to blast right into Godzilla's face
with his tail,
rips his face back and takes his axe that's now powered by Godzilla, who blasts the beam into his little sexy spine and just starts hacking into him, bro.
Dude, and here's the thing too. So the fight sequence when Godzilla and Kong kind of team up, right? It's just like, dude, this is kind of like a duality. This is what Rise of Skywalker is trying to accomplish with these two people on opposite sides, right? Like that's the amount of power they were trying to go for.
Yeah.
And this movie pulls it off. I mean, like we see them like when they're working together, Mechagodzilla doesn't stand a chance. It's just like, yeah, dude, you're fucking weak.
He can put up for the first bit, but he does end up getting overtaken.
Right. And then as the fight goes on, and I mean, because like he like you said, he doesn't give up, and like he's fighting back, and like it's a fun fight, really. I'm surprised how short it is.
Dude, imagine the theater responses. Those are the parts where I was like, in the theater, this would be so good.
Well, and here's the thing, I'm surprised how short that was, because I think it was only 15 minutes left of the movie is when this fight happens, where I'm like, whoa, that's really kind of short. But with that being said, though, as the fight's going on, I mean, Kong kind of cuts off limbs with his axe, and Zilla's doing his thing, and oil
rips out his entire spine, his head and spine,
and oil spurts out everywhere. And I'm like, dude, if that oil was not black and if it was red, this would be Adam Wingard again, because he's a horror director. I'm like, this is fucking horrifying and just fun and over the top. That's what it is. Yeah.
So Kong is now laying on the ground after a hearty bowl of ass whooping with Mechagodzilla.
He needs a break.
Godzilla gets up and he's like, oh, this again. Gets the axe, about to do it. Godzilla just kind of gives him like a bro.
Peace out.
Respect.
Yeah.
Slides into the ocean, disappears, and then there's a little bit of a tag at the end where they're back at Hollow Earth. Instead of him being in this bubbled facility at Kong Skull Island, he's in Hollow Earth. He's the king of Hollow Earth at this point. Godzilla's not down there, and everybody's observing him, watching him, and that is the end of Godzilla versus Kong. It was stupid, and it was so worth it.
Do you want to watch it again? Like, I'm really tempted to watch.
I've seen it twice so far.
Okay,
I've seen it twice so far. I really first time I really enjoyed it, and the second time it made me really miss it for the theater experience. And I do think I want to see it again in IMAX, to be honest with you, because I don't think I get the scale of the buildings collapsing, of all the chaos and all of that weird stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to watch it again in IMAX. That's my goal eventually, after I get my second vaccine. But
do you have any other thoughts about this film, or where do you think they're going? Do you think they're going to set up anything else, or is this a nice tie-in and it can go anywhere from here?
I think, and here's what Adam Weingart said too, is he hopes that these films kind of focus more on the monsters than the humans, and allows them to fight, because that's what he did. He allowed them to fight instead of, I think, because that's what the Godzilla's King of Monsters' biggest flaw was focusing so much on the humans that it just became like, why? Because the human motivations aren't enough for this ridiculous plot. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Like, it's just no amount of human reactions could be that relatable unless we actually face that, you know?
Yep.
So he hopes it goes back to that. But also, what I love about this whole franchise, I mean, with every entry, is that it is an independent director who has stemmed from independent film having to handle a big studio thing, like a blockbuster, right? I mean, that's so fucking cool. And the fact that they were able to do that, and I know Adam Weingart's saying that he wants to go back to, I mean, he got announced that he's doing Thundercats, which I don't know much about, honestly, but he wants to go back to independent filmmaking after.
Yeah.
Which I think is really fucking cool. Like, why not?
Well,
right?
He's doing a Thundercats movie next.
Yeah.
That's where he's going. He's going to Thundercats, bro.
Right. And I'm
excited for that.
I'm excited to see what else will tie into this universe if they do. I think with the box office, as successful as it is in the pandemic with Godzilla versus Kong, I think they might greenlight another project, because why not? And I think this movie kind of showed where they need to go, right? I mean, with Godzilla, the first one, it was really dark, and it was kind of like, dude, it's kind of depressing. Like, all these people are dying. Kong had a little bit more fun, you know, had a little bit more humor to it. And then Godzilla vs. King of Monsters showed the monster fights, right?
Yeah.
And this movie is
to me.
This movie is a blend of all three, and it like pretty much put in the perfect amount, like you said, the balance of like each category. You got the human stuff, you got the monster fights, and you also got the humor. I mean, like, it was very much that. I hope, because Warner Brothers doesn't have the best record with, you know, like, just look at the Snyder Cut in the DC universe. I hope they follow along with.
And can we just say real quick, Snyder Cut fans, if you are leaving shitty reviews and attacking the creators for this because Restore the Snyderverse isn't happened yet, can you just yourself to hell? Because I hate that so much, that you're going after different creators, you're going after James Gunn. It's ridiculous. Oh, most of us are good. Then condemn the bad people. If you're in the DC universe in the subreddit, you condemn it. I tried to condemn it, and they suspended my account for a week. But that's okay, because I'm going to come back in another week, and I'm going to talk more crap about this. It's a cult, man. It's a cult of crazy people. But
okay, speaking of DC stuff real quick, I know. That. Just a little bit of news that we could have had it in the beginning. Suicide Squad released a different trailer, a second trailer.
It did release a different
on April Fools.
Before we go to that, I want to announce the giveaway, because it turns out that we actually have somebody that was able to do this. Jay, I'm bringing you in, man. Tell me who do we have for the winner for this blockbuster giveaway? Let me cut back to it.
We have a winner. His name is Eric Coulter.
Eric,
if
what?
You are watching, you are the winner of the Megaplex giveaway, brother.
Eric, oh my goodness, that's hilarious. I am so happy that hey, Eric, my man, we used to work at Stuff Up together. Have you seen the stupid videos that we've done? That I did the office videos.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that guy. Oh, that's so funny. Congratulations, man. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for reviewing our podcast. He left a great review, and yeah, we're going to keep doing stuff like that. So please continue to follow us on all this stuff. And Jay, what did you have any final thoughts on anything? By the way, let's give Jay a round of applause for all of the work he did today, for holding it down. You made this, Chaz. Tell me how smooth this felt today,
Dude. Look at
Today
Jay's
felt so
beautiful
smooth.
face. Look at Jay's beautiful face. It's so smooth.
That
I wanna
happens
touch
when
it.
you cut your hair, you know.
Dude. It kind
touch
of goes off of the stream, man. I think
It's up top.
Jay-
It's up. Oh yes.
Oh, buddy.
Yes.
What about down? Just kidding. I hope.
I'm just kidding.
I'm glad that this went as smooth as it did, and I think you did an excellent job. And Jay, I fucking love seeing you, dude.
Hey man, I love seeing you guys too. I love being part of the show. Thank you guys for having me here. Final thoughts: Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'll start with that one first. Definitely enjoyed it. I would definitely watch it again. It is one of my favorites out of the 3 that we have so far. I am Team Kong, by the way.
Nice. I was Team Kong.
I will always be.
Kong had the better story arc.
True, but teams.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, but can we have to comment real quick? I'm gonna take it back real quickly before we end. The fact that when Kong was going up against that snake thing in Hollow Earth and how he just tore it apart and he was just like literally he drank it and it just kept going. Like I thought that was such a dark moment, and I see exactly what you're talking about, like the whole horror aspect of it, like from the director's standpoint, you know. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did. I was sitting here cussing at my TV. My wife will tell you. I'm like, there's no way King Kong lost to this lizard bastard. But you know, but that's just me. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And again, thank you guys for having me.
Well, Jay, you crushed it. Thank you again. And Chaz, Over and Under Artists Exposed, you just got a new episode out, didn't you?
I did. And it's a guest that we actually had on Gaggle of Geeks, Mr. Craig Price from Matinee Heroes.
Oh, the man that determines whether I'm sad for a week or not.
Yeah, dude. And by the way, I want to mention he's bringing back Cast Off.
He is. You're part of it?
No, he wants to pit us together, dude. I kind of want him to pit us together, like because
it's
not
like a team.
No, like against each other.
Oh,
I want to be at your fucking throat.
Well,
dude.
I always win. I
will be at your
That's
fucking
a waste.
throat,
That's a waste,
dude.
That's a waste of time. Why would Chaz? Let's talk about today. I already attacked you with your knowledge against you, and I've crushed you. I've ripped right through you.
I know, and you know what? Even your wife went against me too. And I'm just like, dude, I don't.
That's right, you potato,
Natalie. Am I at least like a steaming potato? You know, like where like you put it in the oven and like some cheese and sour cream is in there, or am I just like a moldy potato? Because there's a difference, dude. You can have a fat old potato come from the oven. You're like, yo, that looks delish. But you can also kind of look at like a moldy potato that's kind of leaking juice, you know, because you haven't eaten it for a bit. Yeah, that's my exact, dude. I'm feeling that. I'm not feeling that though, dude. I'd rather not.
No.
That. No.
Ooh, that's some kush. All
right.
I mean,
all right. Well, whatever.
For the juiciness,
whatever.
But, yeah. New
make sure to follow us
Over
on
and Under.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Over and Under Artists Exposed. Sorry, I tripped over you.
You're good, man. No, just new episode on there. That's it.
Awesome.
Patrick, take it away.
PatrickBeattyReviews.com. We're putting out all that stuff. The Gaggle of Geeks YouTube page. Again, if you can, please check out our Patreon, see what you can get from there. And also, if you don't mind leaving a like, subscribing, rating, review our podcast, it goes such a long way, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you once again, as always, for watching, and we will gaggle you next week. I still don't have a good intro for this.